Well, hello, and welcome back, or welcome to my little podcast in the corner of Twitch. I'm your host, Pizzachan, or Lizzie, whichever you prefer. And we are continuing on our journey to find the shiniest streamers, the most awesome, the ones with the zing, because everybody needs a streamer with the zing. And our guest today is definitely one of the shiny of Twitch, the one that has that special something. He's what can I say about him? He's happy, he's chatty, he's fun, and also loves Skyrim above everything else on Earth, which I think is amazing because if you're a true gamer, you have that one game that's ingrained into your system that when you hear its name, it makes you feel bubbly and think of unicorns and rainbows. And it's all part of being a gamer. It's that little vent into the world. But yes, I'm getting off topic, of course, because that's the way it is in my channel. But anyway, my guest today is the great Omalley1991. He has been on my podcast before. We did a Skyrim podcast, with last year, and that went pretty well. But he is back again. Shall we bring him on? Let us chat. Yay? Yay? O'Malley friend.
A stranger from the outside.
Oh, I'm being blinded and deafened by my own alerts. Sorry about that. Mally, thank you for gifting, Mally, thank you for giving Mally a gift sub.
That's confusing, but thank you, O'Malley, for O'Malley go sick for the gift sub. Thank you.
Well, welcome back, O'Malley, to my channel.
Yeah, thank you. Looking forward to this for maybe a month or two, I reckon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, but we're gonna talk about more Skyrim, of course. It'll make you happy.
That will make me very happy. Maybe a little bit overexcited, I think, as well. Maybe a little bit, so I will talk a little bit faster than my tongue can, they can barely hear me, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Oh.
they can barely hear me. Maybe it's on my end that I don't have high volume.
Yeah, let me see how I can get cranky up a little bit. Hang on.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah.
We will put you max over here. And we don't want to put me max because we'll blast out everybody's ears. All right, how about that? Chat it up, Mally.
Yeah, but can you guys hear me more now, by the way? This is better now? Hopefully it's not like on my end that I'm maybe turned on a little bit too low or something like that, hopefully.
Well, I mean, you sounded fine to me earlier. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, it could be it's a little bit different on the stream.
Okay.
But it could be a bit louder, a little bit louder. It can be as well.
Okay,
Yeah,
let me
so
turn
yeah.
down my music because I don't want to get deafened. So we'll turn you up. How about that, Mally? How's that? That's weird. That's two Mallies.
Yeah, that's going to be confusing for a while, that's for sure, I think.
Yeah.
That's fine, though.
Okay.
That's fine. Hopefully it's good now, though. Hopefully it's good now. But we'll shout out if... Oh, you turn up a little bit louder. Now
That's fine?
it's fine.
Awesome. Yay!
it's
We
fine.
did it. Okay. All right, Mally. This is where I get to pick your brain.
Yeah,
pick
my brain.
Yeah, I promise
That's
I won't
good.
poke too hard, okay?
Yeah, that's fine, though. I'm
All
usually
right.
very an open book, usually. That's always fine.
All
Me,
right.
By the way.
So the first question will be probably the hardest. Tell us about yourself, your hobbies and things, etc.
Tell me about myself. Yeah, I reckon I'm a 31-year-old Norwegian boy, or guy, I reckon you could call it as well. Or man, as well. If you want to be very specific. You want to be very specific. But yeah, you also live on an island on the west coast of Norway, in a way, if you also want to be specific about that as well. So that's why I'm living on an island. So I reckon both with where I live properly and the cabin that we have, my family is also on an island. But at least we're not very far from a very big city though in Norway though. At least, but they're not very that big though here in Norway though. It's only 100,000 I reckon. Some of them, maybe one that has 1 million. people that lives in the capital, I reckon, Oslo.
Wow.
It's like the only maybe big cities in a way. So it's not like very big cities that we have here, like in the US, where you have like many millions of people that lives in many like big cities and that sort of thing. Yeah. So I reckon I would have gotten very shocked if I went to New York City and that sort of thing. That's for sure.
You would
Then I
drown.
would, yeah, then I would have panicked and said, "Let's go home and never come back again."
There's too
That's for
many people.
that would have been the thing.
Mhm.
Yeah, also hobbies, I reckon, as well. Oh yeah, I'll be 32 years old this year, though, but that's not before August. My birthday's the 24th of August as well, yeah. Hobbies, though, I reckon it's like usually watching movies with friends. I reckon we have been watching some movies together recently. I reckon that yesterday I was like watching movies all by myself, though, but that's fine, though. Sometimes it's good to have a bit of alone time as well. So I was watching the John Wick movies because I really like action and fantasy movies and that sort of thing. Usually, mostly, and a little bit of comedy movies as well sometimes. Also, I play a bit of soccer with friends as well. I usually do. We play usually like a little bit of soccer with some friends, and sometimes we also have like a hobby music band as well, where I'm the singer and vocalist in the hobby music band with a couple of friends of mine, or 3 friends of mine. So I'm the singer and songwriter as well. So I'm like the guy that sings and writes the songs for the band as well. So that's a lot of fun as well, even though it's a little bit stressful because I have like a guy on the drum that's always nagging about me. Haven't you like written more songs recently, by the way? I need you to write more songs so we can play more songs and record them and that sort of thing. So yeah, so it's been like a little bit of that stuff in a way as well. So that's also a thing that we also. So there's a little bit of nagging, a little bit of arguing, a little bit as well with the hobby music band, a little bit sometimes. But that's expected though, a little bit with that sort of things though.
Mhm.
It's like any other hobbies that I have. I reckon reading a little bit. I like to read like a little bit of comic books, Batman comic books usually, and a little bit of like fantasy books, like Lord of the Rings and I reckon Hobbit. I've been reading
Another Lord of the Rings fan. I love it.
Yeah, I have a lot of that as well, yeah. A lot of fantasy stuff I really like to read. Also, I really got like a little bit of thing for Sherlock Holmes as well recently.
Oh.
I've been reading that as well. I've been reading like the Hound from Baskerville, I think it's called,
Mhm.
a couple of times. So that's a very good story. I think I started to read like A Study in Scarlet, I think. It's one book that's with Sherlock Holmes, and also The Sign of Four, I think it's called.
Oh
If I
yeah.
remember correctly. I think it's called that. So that's I've been reading a bit of Sherlock Holmes. Also, I think the latest buy that I bought was like the treasure, like Robert Louis Stevenson. That's
Hmm.
written like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde and the Treasure Island. Because I really like the Treasure Planet Disney movie a lot. That's one of my favorite Disney movies and that sort of thing. So yeah, so it's like a lot of movies and a little bit of sports that I usually is my hobbies, I would say, and also like I reckon video games and like maybe like a little bit of history as well, because I have like a degree in history from the university here in the city that I'm like living close to in a way as well. So I have like, so I'm a little bit like history kind of fan as well, I would say, to learn about the old times and that sort of thing. So that's always a little bit interesting as well. Usually, it's more like it's usually World War One and World War Two though that I'm specialized in. Usually though.
Yeah, that
With my
I'm very surprised how many people actually enjoy historical things. I was like, wow, all these people like history. My upcoming podcast is going to be about weird history facts, so you might be interested in
That's
that.
cool. That's a little bit cool. There's like that very cool like history factor with like the Australians that lost the war against emus or like what you call the birds, the like ostrich family bird. That's a very cool like war story between like Australia and like a pack of birds that was terrorizing people that's trying to make farms. I reckon
Don't
in
mess with birds,
Western
man.
Australia. Yeah, don't mess with like birds that's almost like ostriches, I reckon, in a way, that's for sure.
And nature will get back at you, trust me.
They will indeed, especially like in Australia where you have like little things, deadly things that wants to kill you. That's for sure.
True, it's true. Everything in Australia wants to kill you, you know? Spiders, snakes, crocodiles, things like that.
Yeah. A lot of venomous snakes, also like cone snails as well with like a venomous kind of harpoon
Yeah,
kind of thing that has no toxins as well.
it's a scary
Like,
place, Australia.
I really want to visit there, but it's like a little bit. Wait a minute, there's so many dangerous things down there.
And not the people
So-
either. Nature wants to kill you, literally.
Yeah, but it would have been nice to visit Australia because I have good friends that's from Australia as well, though. So it would have been very nice to go there and visit and that sort of thing, though. That's for sure.
I think I know one streamer from Australia, and that's it. I hardly ever get to see his streams because our streams are on opposite ends. So usually when I'm getting up, he's going to bed. So it's like, oh
Yeah.
man, oh no. But he's really awesome. He was one of
Yeah, it's
the
time,
first
though.
people who raided me. I was like, ah. So yeah, we became friends after that. He had some, like issues going on, so he stopped streaming for a while. But he's back now, and I'm very happy to see him back. But anyway. Why Twitch, Mally? Why? Why did you want to stream on Twitch?
Why I wanted to stream on Twitch, you say? I reckon that's like a little bit that I would call it, just like what you call it the first time. I reckon I didn't think that I had like the what you call it the technology or the tech to do it or the setup to do it in a way as well. Because I reckon I came to Twitch through like YouTube because I heard. Somebody said that they were going to stream on Twitch. I reckon, like, yeah, YouTuber I was watching. I mean, that was like maybe like in 2016, 17, around that mark, maybe 2018, before 2020. I reckon at least. I think, yeah, around that mark. So then I went to Twitch and made an account to like follow him on Twitch and watch him stream. I reckon Pokemon games and that sort of thing. It was not like Skyrim. That was the first game that I looked at when it came to Twitch. It was more Pokemon games that I suddenly, or Pokemon streamers and that sort of thing I went to. I think first time when I was on Twitch. I reckon I met like some good friends of mine though. Like we have Pradif and a friend of mine that's called Josh as well. That
Pray.
likes,
I love him so much.
But then once I've seen him alive, though, I always like try to lurk a little bit if I see him go live, and that sort of thing. Oh, yeah. So those two, like, said, I reckon they said, "Oh, we have been streaming on PlayStation and that sort of thing." And I thought, "Oh, we can stream on PlayStation." That I didn't know. On console, I thought you could only stream on PC and that sort of thing. Because I reckon I didn't see anybody streaming on console. I reckon because streaming is more like PC master race kind of thing more than console streamers in a way, mostly. But I thought like I want to stream because I think it could be like a good way to get new friends and meet people from all around the world and that sort of thing. Create a good community where people could like enjoy some Skyrim if they wanted, or other games that I want to play as well eventually and that sort of thing. Even though it's been mostly Skyrim recently that I've been up to when it comes to streaming because I love that game so much. It's very hard for me to like put it away and start and play something else.
You like Skyrim? No.
Yeah, I reckon I've been playing a little bit of Fallout 4 as well recently, but I reckon I get like a little bit tired of Fallout 4 when I've done like the main story and Nuka World DLC and the Automaton DLC, I think it's called, with the mechanic and that sort of thing. Then I get like a little bit like I don't want to do Far Harbor because I get so confused in Far Harbor and I don't know what kind of story line I want to go for there when I'm playing that in a way. But also just thinking that Twitch looks fun and streaming while you're gaming and just like create a community where people can have like a place to go to if they're like a little bit sad, I reckon, or a little bit maybe like looking for somebody to inspire them to play Skyrim again or something like that. If they've had like a burnout period or something like that, it's like very good to inspire people a little bit as well, I reckon, or make them feel entertained or make them smile in a way as well. So be like a little bit of an entertainer. So I like that a little bit, to like joke around with people and like make them feel like happy and smile and that sort of thing, and laugh, I reckon, as well. I like to make people laugh as well, and that sort of thing. So I reckon that's why I reckon I got drawn into Twitch, because I wanted to like be there, be like an entertainer for people, and yeah, make people smile and that sort of thing, and Yeah, that sort of thing. So I reckon that's the thing. And I'm repeating myself a little bit because I'm
You
trying to see if I can pick up something else as well why I want to stream
it
as well.
happens.
At least like a reason for it, I reckon. But I think it's more like because of the fun and entertain people, I reckon, and get friends from all over the world that like triggered me to like start to stream, that I really wanted to go for it in a little bit and create like a community for people that wanted to hang out and yeah, just like enjoy some Skyrim and just have like a good time as well. Yeah. So that's the thing.
Yeah, I think I followed Pray over from his stream to your stream. That's how I found you. And he's like, "You follow
Yeah.
this guy, he's fun." And I was like, "Wow, this dude's really into Skyrim." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll follow him. He seems nice. He has a good community." So I hung out, and now we friends.
Yeah, that are very good friends. I reckon it's been a couple of years, I think, as well.
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, we are on completely other ends of the spectrum on games. I love horror and
Yeah.
Resident Evil and all that, and you're over here, I'm stabbing people with a sword. But I do like Skyrim too.
Yeah, but I like more like the fantasy stuff. I like more the sword and bow and arrows and that sort of thing. And I reckon like the magic aspect of Skyrim is like a little bit of like I don't like fantasy for the magic stuff. Even though like I like Gandalf in we call Lord of the Rings, but I reckon he's just not using a lot of magic though. So
No, he stabs things.
yeah, he stabs things as well. Yeah, he does that with his sword and that sort of thing. Yeah. So like if people had placed me in front of a TV screen with Harry Potter and that sort of thing, then I would have been like magic. No, thank you. Even though Harry Potter is fine though, but it's not like my type of fantasy, I would say. I like it more when it's like dragons and like sword and bow and arrow and that sort of thing, when there's like a little bit of like interesting kind of characters with like interesting weapons in a way, that's for sure. But I like to watch I've been really liking to watch people play Resident Evil and that sort of thing as well though. I really enjoy to watch people play it because it looks like a lot of fun with those games as well.
Mhm.
Even though I'm not like a huge shooting game fan and horror game fan myself though, but I like to watch it though. It's more like a game that I like to watch more than play myself in a way.
Mhm.
That's for sure. So it's
Okay.
a little fun to like what people do, watch people play them more. Yes, that's for sure.
Yeah. It's all right. Horror games are for a special type of wacko. We like to be scared. We're adrenaline junkies. It's like the more you scare us, the more we want to play this game. You know what I mean? But Resident Evil is a different breed of people. You know, we're all a little crazy. You know what I mean? But we don't get me started about Resident Evil, or I won't shut up. So, Mally, how long have you been streaming? You said it earlier. How long were you been streaming?
It's now soon 4 years, I think.
4
Soon
years.
Yeah, I started in 2019, the 29th of April, I think. I reckon that's like the day I would say I started to proper stream, I think. It could be it's a couple of days after that or before that as well, I think. But I'm not entirely sure though. But I think we'll say so I reckon like the 4-year anniversary of me being a streamer on Twitch is coming up at the end of this month, I would say. Yes,
Ooh, are you gonna have a
27
celebration?
27 days until that's a thing. Yeah,
Nice.
So I reckon maybe I do 12-hour stream. I reckon on the 29th of April because it's on a Saturday as well.
Oh my God,
So
your anniversary's on this April the last weekend, the 29th.
Yeah,
My
the
anniversary's
29th
on the
of
30th.
is it? Awesome.
Yeah, April 30th. I'll be streaming for 3 years.
That's awesome indeed. Yeah, I will be streaming for 4 years, I reckon, in 29th of April. So then I'm going to maybe have a 12-hour stream if I'm able to. If it's not going to be a short one, because it depends on things, I reckon, here back home in a way. So
Yeah, and there's one thing about you though. There's one thing about you. You can go for really long stints and just the you being able to hold that conversation the entire stream. I've been through a lot of your streams. I sit there and listen a lot of the time when I'm like drawing or working on podcast stuff, and it's like, oh my God, I admire how this man can just keep talking and just it's amazing. I'm like, please teach me your ways, senpai.
I reckon I like to do long streams though, because then I can spend some longer time with my community as well, and that sort of thing. So I love to do long streams when I can, with Skyrim especially because I'm very motivated. I reckon I repeat myself a little bit a couple of times, sometimes though, but it could be because of my short-term memory, kind of that's very bad sometimes. So sometimes I forget that I've already said something, and that sort of thing as well.
I do that too because I'm old.
Yeah. Also, like I'm asking everybody, how are you guys doing all the time? Because I really want to like know how people are doing, if they're doing well as well. They're coming into my stream if they're having a good day, and that sort of thing. So I always like to like ask people how they're doing, and maybe I'll repeat myself and ask them twice as well, because I've forgotten if I asked them. Maybe
I do that
forgotten
too.
my manners, maybe
I do
a
that
little
too.
bit, maybe, because that happens. That you forget your manners a little bit, and or be polite, I would say sometimes. Especially like when you're like very invested in Skyrim, at least, like I get sometimes as well.
Yeah. Skyrim is a
Mm.
whole different demon, let me tell you. So what's the story
Yeah.
behind your name?
Oh, so now we're going getting into the name part. I
Yeah.
reckon it's not like a very interesting story.
But I
reckon
have
was
to know,
trying
because every streamer has a story behind their name. So I want to know yours.
Yeah, I reckon what you call it. I didn't want to use my Norwegian name. I reckon because people don't really use their real name when they're like streaming on Twitch that much. I reckon some maybe will do if they're like maybe partner streams or partnered or something like that. Maybe, but they have like their real first name. I reckon in their like streamer tag or streamer name. I reckon I want to have like a more English friendly name because my Norwegian name is a little bit hard to pronounce yet for English speakers. So then I was thinking about like just going with my nickname that I got from my friends because Mally is my nickname. I reckon because my first name is very short. It's like only like 3 letters. And with the O, I would say. Oh, you're getting a rain as well, by the way.
Yeah. So loud.
That like suddenly took my focus a little bit.
Oh my god, I can't hear. Gray, you beautiful bastard. Thank you for the raid. Welcome on in, guys.
You're welcome, Raiders. Welcome. that suddenly what you called distracted me from what I was talking about.
No, right? I wasn't ready.
You're derailing things a little bit, Gray. You're derailing a little bit things right now.
Gray's always shaking up the house, that's all.
Yeah, I reckon it was about my name that we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that's what I was talking about. Yeah, I reckon because of my Norwegian name and my nickname, I reckon that I got from my friends, and my short first name, short first Norwegian first name, yeah. That was like not very good to make nicknames out of, I would say. It's like just like a 3-letter kind of name that I have. So then they started to make nicknames with my last name. So then it became Mally though, because my last name starts with M-A-L. Or Mal, I would say, with like not double L though, just with 1 L. So then like they started calling me Mally though. So then I was thinking, oh, that's a good name. So I will keep that as my nickname then. So then I was thinking I will add that as my stream name. Like, and I was thinking about my stream names. Then it was Mally though, and then I reckon the O stands for my first name. I reckon the O. So it's not like a last name. My name is Omalley, and I'm like Irish from Ireland in a way, but I'm not. I'm Norwegian. That is just my nickname, and like my first name with the O that I've like shortened down to just the O, so it will be O'Malley in a way. So that's why I've been doing that in a way with the names. So I was trying to be creative. Also, like added in the year I was born, 1991. Even though I could have like added another kind of random number though. To be honest, that's for sure. So, because it could have been like that, I could have like mixed it up a little bit, not like show my age, I would say, with the year I was born in a way, with like 1991. But that's fine though. Yeah, I reckon that's like the story about the name. I reckon it's like a little bit of like boring story, maybe, because I reckon I could have like tried to like go with something different in a way as well. With like this Twitch name, got like a lot of nicknames recently though. I reckon so. Some people call me like Marley as well, Marley, because they sometimes mispronounce my name, so they say Marley. Then I'm thinking, oh, now I have Bob Marley songs in my head, but I like it though. It's good vibes, you know, with Bob Marley songs in my head. So that's always good. Also, like they would call me the narrator as well, because I usually narrate a lot when I'm playing Skyrim and telling like a story usually when I'm playing Skyrim as well. So that's the thing.
Hmm.
So I've got like a lot of nicknames as well, but I reckon I like the Mally stuff though, because people can just call me Mally though. Even though some people have said, but I like O'Malley, I will call you O'Malley till the end of your streaming kind of thing, if you're ever going to end streaming. So that's the thing.
Yeah, I've noticed that people will give you nicknames. I have like 20 different versions of my name, so
Yeah.
I got pizza, I got Pizzy, I got Pizzo, I got Lizzo, I got Lizzie, I got everything. So it's like, okay, please, just pick one, please. So yeah, I understand that.
By
Ugh.
the way, I had pizza for dinner today, by the way, as well.
Oh, don't even get me started. I had pizza yesterday. It was so good. It was like a hand tossed pizza, and it had like
Yeah.
sausage and like bacon and pepperoni. Oh my god, I'm drooling now. I haven't had lunch. Ah, this is a bad idea. All right. Anyway,
That I just talk about food, yeah. That's true.
Mally, we're gonna get into your favorite subject.
And now we're going to Skyrim already.
Yes, we are talking about Skyrim. Actually, let's talk about Fallout 4 first, because you were a Bethesda fanatic. So,
Yeah,
what do you
yeah.
like about both of them? I know you like Fallout. You played a little bit of Fallout, but you would prefer to play Skyrim. I know, but what are the things you like about Fallout 4?
Fallout 4, I reckon it's like a little bit like it is like a little bit opposite of Skyrim in a way. It's Skyrim with guns, I reckon, and maybe it's a little bit like the story line about Fallout 4. It's been a while since I played it though, because I reckon I've finished off like my recent playthrough with Fallout 4 recently. Or I reckon it's not proper finished though, because I've not finished off Far Harbor DLC, but yeah, I'm very skeptical about like finishing off that playthrough at the moment. So I'm definitely going to finish off that playthrough. Maybe I'll start a new playthrough with a different Fallout 4 character. Maybe at some point is what I'm thinking. But yeah, I reckon like Fallout 4 is like very cool though. It's like also it's a little bit more jump scares in that game as well, so I reckon I will get more scared as well sometimes and be more panicky as well. It's like a little bit more entertaining as well with that sometimes than Skyrim, because I reckon I don't get a lot of jump scares in Skyrim that much, because it's not like any of enemies in Skyrim that like does like a surprise attack on you.
Are you kidding me? I always jump through the roof when a mud crab grabs my feet. Okay.
That could be one of them, and also like werewolves as well. I think I have like also like a saber cat. Saber cats also can be like a little bit sneaky up on you, and suddenly shit that you made me jump very badly right there at the moment.
At least you know bears can't sneak up on you in Skyrim. They are the loudest motherfucking things in the entire game. Why do you need to be so loud, Mr. Bear? Okay?
I think I've had a sneaky bear on me one time because I didn't hear like any roars or anything one time, and so that like a bear has scared me as well in Skyrim a little bit before, yeah. Also have like a little bit of stealthy dragon as well that we clipped on the channel as well, on my channel as well on Twitch, that we clipped like a stealthy dragon that suddenly like landed right behind my character, and I was just like surprised because I didn't hear any dragon roar sounds or any like flapping.
No flapping.
So I was just like thinking, how the hell did that dragon sneak up on me?
Right?
That sort of so I was just thinking like that for like a moment in that stream as well when that happened. But what else about Fallout 4 that I like? I reckon it's like a little bit of the weapons as well. Because there's like one specific weapon that makes me smile every time I use it, because I like the weapon so much as well, and that's the Overseer's Guardian, like a combat rifle that can turn into like a very good sniper rifle and that sort of thing. Even though usually when I'm playing Fallout, I'm more like very aggressive, so it's not very good with stealth and long range kind of shooting with sniper rifles that I go for. So it's more like almost close combat sniper rifle action that I do with the snipers in Fallout. I mean, not in Skyrim. There's no sniper rifles in Skyrim.
Oh, can you imagine if there is? The bows can be considered sniping. So
yeah, bows are snipers. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe crossbows as well. Even though crossbows are more loud and a little bit like slow to reload as well, usually than the other things. That's for sure. Mm. But yeah, but I prefer Skyrim like a little bit more though, because it's the fantasy realm and it's like a Nordic setting, so
I
it
mean,
reminds you.
everybody has a soft spot for some kind of RPG. I
Yeah.
mean, not everybody does,
Yeah.
but I played
Yeah.
Skyrim for like 3 months straight when I first discovered it. I worked night shift. Okay, I worked like 2 to 11. So when I did that, I was like, okay, I get home from work, I'm still freaking hyped. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get home, get a shower, and then I'm gonna play Skyrim until I die and fall asleep. And then I'd fall asleep, and then I'd wake up and I'd play it until I have to go catch my bus, go to work, come home, do the same thing. So it was do, rinse, repeat every day. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna die if I don't stop and get some sleep and not. It just gets in under your skin. You have to explore everything. Oh, I need another skull, or I need another sweet bun, or I need another plate. Fallout's the same way. You want to pick up everything. Do I need that irradiated can of soup? Of course I do. Why wouldn't I need this?
Yeah, I've become more like selective, by the way, selective with like the loot and that sort of thing. Usually now, in at least like in Skyrim, where I just like take the most expensive, I reckon, items I can find and sell them, and not like take like what's called cheese wheels and that sort of thing.
Oh
like
my
food
god.
stuff. So that I usually don't take that. Like I usually take like things that we can sell for profit.
So
like merchant Skyrim kind of thing that's going on, selling all the expensive stuff to get a lot of septims.
So there's a
and
story,
save-
Mally, that you would think was really funny. Gray TTV, the guy who just rated me, he did a Skyrim stream with crowd control. Do you know what crowd
No.
control is?
Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen a couple of friends.
So
of mine
basically,
using it.
he was
Yeah.
in town and they summoned like 50 wheels of cheese. So he was getting
That's
pummeled by
amazing.
cheese. It was
Yeah.
great.
I have seen that from a couple of other Skyrim streamers that I follow that's been using crowd control, that they're summoning cheese wheels and like also dragons that have been spawning in mud crabs, like
Yeah,
20
yeah.
mud crabs and that sort of thing.
Maybe you
So,
should
yeah,
do
I've
that for your
seen that.
anniversary. Do a Skyrim crowd control.
Yeah, would have been a little bit interesting, that's for sure. But that's more like a PC thing, though. I don't think I can do that on my PlayStation.
Oh yeah,
sadly.
yeah. It would be more of a PC thing.
Yeah, that's more PC streamers. Hopefully I can maybe get a PC though, so I can stream Skyrim on PC at some point, and do like a little fun stuff with that as well. I would say, yeah, that's for sure.
And of course, Lizzie has gone off track again. Let's bring her back. Come back here. Come back here. Come back here. All right, Skyrim. We were talking about Fallout and Skyrim. So what is it that you said this fantasy that draws you towards Skyrim? Okay, I mean everybody has a reason why they picked their favorite game, and everybody knows what mine is, of course, Resident Evil.
Yeah.
But everybody has a reason why they particularly. Can you tell us the story of the first time you played Skyrim?
Oh, that's a long time ago though, so it's very hard to remember it. But I reckon it's like with Skyrim, it is like what's called maybe like the Nordic setting, like with a breathtaking kind of like Nordic nature, I would say, in a way that, because I think Bethesda went to like Finland and Sweden, and also Norway is like a little bit the same, with the same kind of nature kind of style as well. With like, but even though I reckon Skyrim doesn't have any fjords though, sadly, because that would have been made like maybe Skyrim better in a way if they had some fjords, I would say, and that sort of thing. Where they're more like valleys and mountains and like pine woods and that sort of thing, and like a little bit of like a Christmas tree woods, because I can't remember what that is in English, with like the Christmas tree kind of, what that is in English again, because I can't remember. Is it like these like those kind of tree kind of
Pine trees?
Yeah, pine is that's I don't think that's Christmas tree, is it? Or maybe it is, I
Yeah,
can't
pine trees are Christmas trees.
Yeah,
Right?
Okay, yeah, so that, yeah, I think you think it. Or
I don't even. Now you're making me question if I know what a Christmas tree is.
I don't think it's pine. I think you guys have another name for it. That's not pine, I think. So I
know.
think pine is like another with like the what's called the sticky kind of leaves, I reckon, with the needles. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
pine
the-
tree, right? I don't know. I don't know anything about nature besides it's angry here where I live.
Yeah, but like it's very like I reckon that, and also the dragons, I reckon, and the fantasy setting, I would say, because I reckon that was started to get into fantasy, I reckon, when I got Skyrim. I reckon I didn't get it on launch though. I think maybe like a year or two after it came out. I'm not entirely sure though, because I reckon that before that I was more interested in like soccer games and maybe like a little bit more like racing games and maybe like a little bit more other games. I would say a little bit more shooting games as well. Because I think I played more Fallout games than Elder Scrolls games. Because I've not played Oblivion or Morrowind, sadly. But I
I'm
played
just kidding.
played Skyrim though for Elder Scrolls, and I played Fallout 3 and Fallout 4 for the Fallout franchise. I would say. I reckon I need to like play Oblivion though, or maybe New Vegas at some point, because that's on my list to maybe play. That's for sure. But I can like not like a proper Elder Scrolls fan, because I've not like played Morrowind or Oblivion, and they came out when I was like I reckon old enough to play them. I reckon at least Oblivion was when I was like around like maybe 17 or 18. I can't remember when Oblivion came out. So I reckon I could have played that as well if I had like was a fantasy game fan back then in a way. So, but I reckon I was sort of like very interested in fantasy games then. But I reckon that came a little bit now, a little bit like later in my what you call life. I would say, yeah, that's for sure. But yeah, but Skyrim is like just been like a thing that's like very easy to fall in love with though if you're like fantasy games. So because it's the best one on the market, I would say. But that's my opinion though. I reckon all of other people. I reckon a lot of people, a lot of other people that's like maybe grown up with PC gaming would have said it's World of Warcraft, or I reckon The Witcher maybe is up there, maybe the God of War games, even though I reckon that's more like mythology kind of games more than fantasy
Yeah, the Final
ones.
Fantasy people would probably disagree with you.
Yeah, yeah,
but
Final
Skyrim,
Fantasy, yeah.
but Skyrim
It's
is its own heavyweight. So yeah.
also Zelda, I reckon, if you're Nintendo, Zelda
Mm.
as well, I reckon it's up there with Breath of the Wild now and like the new sequel that's coming out as well that everybody's very hyped about as well. So that's also a thing. But I reckon I've only played one Zelda game with a friend of mine because I reckon I've been like loyal to PlayStation mostly. So I've not like had like any other console than PlayStation, not like had Nintendo 64 or like an Xbox or anything like that. I reckon Xbox had Fable, I reckon. Yeah, that's also like a heavyweight fantasy game, I would say, as well. Mm-hmm.
I
But
do enjoy a
yeah,
good Fable. Yeah.
yeah, Fable looks very fun as well. Of what I've seen about it, at least, yeah. Um, but what was the other thing I was thinking about now with Skyrim, though? I can't remember. I reckon it's still like the why I started to stream Skyrim. I reckon, or why I started to play Skyrim, or the first time I played it. I reckon. I reckon like the feeling was like I think that I bought like the game and I saw there's dragons in this game and I want to play this.
Hmm.
And like the first time I started to boot it up, I reckon it didn't have like any mods though. So I reckon like the game was just a vanilla Skyrim, and vanilla Skyrim is like looks very nice as well though, to be honest. And not just like modded Skyrim, but
Yeah,
I
there's
reckon you
nothing
can
wrong
make
with vanilla Skyrim though.
yeah, but because vanilla Skyrim is pretty nice as well. I reckon even though people have modded that game, so it makes it look more better than The Witcher, maybe graphics. I would say sometimes it looks a little bit better than The Witcher when people have modded it on PC and have like maybe like 500 to like 1,000 mods on the game, and it looks maybe not like Skyrim whatsoever. They maybe like almost remove the Skyrim identity of the game almost. But that's fine though. It's always like nice to maybe like so something that you have like done with like a mod list where you have improved the game to make it look like very nice, almost like a movie, I would say. Then it's very nice to have look at it in a way. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I reckon like the first time I played Skyrim, it was just like I got breathtaking out, and also like what you call it, very intimidated and very what you call it by like the dragons and that sort of thing, because they were like strong enemies and that sort of thing. First time I played it and that sort of thing. Also, I did like a little mistake in my first playthrough. So I think I like what you call it. I would think I went on YouTube or something like that, or like maybe talked to somebody that played Skyrim before, and like because I think I invested like perk points in like many different things instead of going for like a specific kind of build or a specific kind of like what with damage or something, or maybe I just like went with just melee weapons where I should have like a bit of archery, or maybe like something ranged combat wise. I reckon instead as well. So then I was doing a lot of mistakes because of that. So then I was thinking about that first character that I did. I think it was maybe like an Imperial or something. I don't think it was a Nord that I did. But then I'd like done so many mistakes, so then I had to delete that save file. And I think like my first character was a Nord character. I think that I played with. That was like a tank build with shield and sword and heavy armor and that sort of thing, and a bow and arrow, and not stealth. I think just like ordinary archery. I think without stealth. So combat archery. That was a lot of fun. So I really enjoyed it. Like when suddenly I started to like master the game after struggling a little bit with getting killed by dragons, like at least like 5 to 10 times without like figuring out how do I defeat this lizard that's flying over me that kills me 5 to 10 times all the time, and that sort of thing. So it's like a little like that kind of feeling as well, that you feel like you mastered the game suddenly after struggling a little bit. Also, I was struggling with Aldwin as well, I think, a lot before. Now
Yep.
he's like a piece of cake. now it's
Yeah,
just
you
like,
master now.
yeah, now it's like what's called Alduin, he's nothing. It's more interesting to fight against Mirak, I reckon, in the Dragonborn DLC, because that could be more like a tougher fight now.
Mm.
And also, like other bosses from like dungeons is more tougher than Alduin himself. I reckon that now I struggle more against like master vampires and ancient vampires and that sort of like side bosses in dungeons more than Alduin himself. Because Alduin is like just like, oh, we can just take him out very easily. So that's very nice. But even though he's very cool, though, I love Alduin. I would have loved to have like a figurine of Alduin in my stream room and
Mm-hmm.
had him on my table, so I could look at him while I was playing Skyrim in a way and just say, "I'm going to take you down, Demon Dragon," at some point. Would have been like evil smirk around my face or something like that. That would have been amazing.
All right. So
That to motivate me.
how many characters do you have?
Oh, that I played for here on Twitch, you mean,
Yeah.
or like off stream as well? I reckon off stream, I reckon that I think I played for Skyrim at least like 4 or 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
And now here on Twitch, it's been like, I think it's 12 characters, I think, that we're up to. I think it's number
12,
12.
chat. Do you hear that? 12.
12 I think I finished 11 playthroughs on Twitch. 11
Oh my god.
playthroughs, I think.
Skull Crusher's still my favorite.
Now we're soon at number 12 though. Soon finished with our number 12 character, and that's a Nord female character. It's called Fiola Tormundsdottir from
Nice.
Solstheim. Is her background story. So they're like Icelandic kind of inspired character that she's from an island. So we call her the Islander.
The Islander. That's cute.
Yeah, the Islander saga, I reckon we call the playthrough, I would say, as well on the channel right now with I reckon we have done like, is it 28 episodes or 28 parts? I reckon with 5 to 6 hours or
Mm-hmm.
5 to 7 hours with stream with that character so far. Also, we have like a Khajiit as well. That's a bit of a side character at the moment that we do sometimes on special event streams for like 2-hour streams, or when I want to mix it up a little bit, we play with the Khajiit as well at the moment as well.
Oh, excuse me.
The favorite character you said was it Malice Skullcrusher, the old guy, as I call him, the old boy.
He's my favorite. You always find a character that you love the best, and that was my favorite. You know what I mean? So yeah. So you use a lot of mods for your games, right?
Yeah, just 70 mods, and then I have Creation Club or the Anniversary Edition, but I reckon it's Creation Club mods. Even though they count more as like a DLC / like maybe like added content to Skyrim in a way with the Creation Club stuff. Clip I will maybe like add more mods as well in the future to have more than 70, because I've heard a lot of people in my chat when we're playing Skyrim say, "Oh, I want to recommend you this mod. You have to have this on your mod list," and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So Clip I will maybe add more, but I'm very happy with the mod list that I have now with the 70 mods that I have, plus like the Creation Club stuff from the Anniversary Edition and that sort of thing. So I really enjoy that, what I'm doing at the moment with what I have available. I would have said if I was on PC, I would have gone with like 500 mods, maybe if my PC could handle that. And that sort of
Willy
thing,
nilly,
yeah.
little 500 mods, no big deal.
Yeah, 4 to 500 mods. Also, I have like Inigo, because he's a very good follower mod, and maybe Sophie as well could be a thing. But I reckon that's more like a mod that's for the lads. But I reckon there's like a mod for the ladies as well. It's called Caden, I think.
Mm.
It has the abs and the
Ooh,
six
we
pack.
like abs, don't we? Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's the thing. So we're talking a little bit about that as well, but that's fine.
Oh, you know how I am, Mally. Seriously, we got some thirst going on over here. You know that.
Yeah, you had that for Carlos, isn't it?
Yes, they Carlos. So you know me. You know me.
Yeah, that's that much for Leon, I reckon, or Mr. Friendzone, as I like to call him now.
Well,
Because
he's not friend zone anymore, man. He definitely has bulked up since the last game.
He's not Mr. Friendzone anymore now. I reckon he's not gotten Ada yet, I reckon. But I reckon they're like a little bit on and off kind of thing, isn't it? Yeah. A little bit with that game. That's for sure, is what I've seen at least. Or maybe he's interested in somebody else than Ada, I reckon, Leon. Because I reckon isn't he like flirting with the girl that's like talking to him in Resident Evil 4, I think. In like
Mm-hmm.
the
Oh,
he
always
plays
with
as well.
Ada. Always with Ada. Of course.
Yeah, always with Ada though, yeah.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
I was gonna ask you, Mally, are you ever gonna play Kingdoms of Amalur?
I reckon I streamed that a little bit. I think I did a mistake though with like when I streamed that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I played a little bit because the thing that I did was like that I used a character that I played with off stream, and then suddenly I started to stream with that character, so people didn't see it from the get go, from the start of the game. So I reckon I ruined like a little bit the story part of the game in a way as well with that. So maybe I'll start a new playthrough with Kingdoms of Amalur with a new character, maybe at some point. I'm not entirely sure though, because I've many other games that I want to play as well, to be honest. But like now it's been mostly Skyrim that I've been focusing on though. That's as well. Yes, it's been mostly Skyrim, but I was hoping I can maybe play some other games because I have some other games that I want to play this year as well. But I've been thinking the thought that I could be like what do you call this, the Skyrim streamer as well, because I love that game so much. So I would not mind to just be like a pure Skyrim streamer as well.
Yeah, I would see you as that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what I call you whenever I announce you or talk about you. You are the Skyrim streamer.
I'm the Skyrim streamer, yeah, because I like to make new characters and make new storylines or new kind of background stories if I can as well. I reckon like still my favorite character though that I played with in Skyrim was like an unmodded vanilla character that I did though. I would say I reckon my second playthrough of Skyrim that I did without mods, and that was Tormund Giantsbane, I think his name was. It was like a little bit similar to I reckon Mally Skullcrusher. I reckon that character that you really like.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing. So he was like also two-handed weapons and a Nord, but maybe like more younger than Skullcrusher is in a way in age, yeah. He was like maybe like 30 years old or like close to 40, I would say, in
Mm-hmm.
age. But Skullcrusher is more like close to 50 in a way with the age span. In a way, that's for sure. I mean,
Okay.
the character that I'm playing through now with is more younger, 24, I think she is. Yeah, she's like 24
Mm.
in a way. Also, purple eyes. We had to have something purple.
Purple
with the
eyes.
character.
It's always got to be purple.
Yeah, always had to have something with purple in my playthroughs.
Always.
With dark
There's always
eyes.
something like the lizard guy with the purple. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I had like purple. I had like an orc with purple kind of ponytail. Or was a pink ponytail. I think that's to reference like the dark elves that I do that has like purple skin. So it's like a reference to those. So it's like an Easter egg to I reckon to my other playthroughs with like the purple skinned dark elves and that sort of thing. So I really like to have them with purple skins for some weird reason. Because I that's what when we do like a little bit of fun with like customization sometimes. So we do like a little bit out there kind of stuff. I think that we had like a character with like a little bit of blue-ish hair color. Like was it Breton that we had or something like that, if I remember correctly. because we've done like a little bit of like interesting kind of things, but I reckon we're not like trying to do it like too out there though with the customization stuff when it comes to Skyrim though. It's like only for the dark elves though. Is like where I go a little bit crazy with like the purple skin color and just make them like little bit like what you call it, that they have like their own kind of thing. That's for
Mm-hmm.
sure. They're more special. The dark elves are more special in a way. Also, like all the dark elves are supposed to be related to, or those dark elves characters that I make is supposed to be related to each other, and maybe like be like a dragonborn in different kind of what's called like another universe, I would say, where
Mm.
like suddenly that character becomes dragonborn and that sort of thing, or something like that. I'm not entirely sure. It's like a bit of like a thing that I do with some things. It's almost the same with like Fallout as well. That
Mm.
I do like a little bit of like that they have the same last name, that they're related to each other in a way in Fallout 4 and like the Mass Effect and maybe like Outer Worlds as well. They have like the Mallet name that we have done as a meme thing because somebody called me Mallet with like with like a bit of a typo one time, and then I thought, oh, that's a good name to use for like characters in playthroughs of some games. To have somebody that's called Mallet
Mm-hmm.
with the last name, and then just do a random first name and that sort of thing. Because that's
Mm-hmm.
what we have been doing with like Fallout and Mass Effect and like shooting RPGs. I would say, yeah. Just like doing that. Mass Effect 2 is fire, yes, I agree with you there. Mass Effect 3 is Mass Effect 2
You
is
don't even get
awesome.
started on Mass Effect, okay? Because I have a lot of people who are saying you should try this. It's like, that's not my cup of tea, right?
It's
I
amazing
mean, I'll
though.
try it off stream and see how it is, but guarantee I'm gonna get frustrated with it because that's the way I am.
Yeah, I love Mass Effect. It's a lot of fun with Mass Effect, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. Also, like Dragon Age, I reckon that's the fantasy version of in that kind of game, I would say as well. That's
Mm-hmm.
like also very interesting. I think I played like Inquisition, Dragon Age Inquisition. That's the only Dragon Age game that I played, and that's very cool, very good. But even though I got stuck in a quest that I was doing, so then it ended up with me like giving up on the game a little bit because I reckon if I get stuck in the game for like an hour or two, then I lose a little bit of interest. So that's or if there's something that's very confusing me a little bit, then I suddenly put that game aside because I feel bad that I couldn't like get further into the game and that sort of thing.
Mm.
That's like happened with like Red Dead Redemption 2, and also what the same with Dragon Age Inquisition. I should play more Red Dead Redemption 2 though, because that was a fun that game. Because I like it like Western or I like a cowboy kind of Wild West kind of stuff. I like. So I've been watching like a lot of Western movies with my dad, I reckon as well. Like what's called the good, the bad, and the ugly, for
Mm-hmm.
example, with Clint Eastwood and that sort of thing. So
Wah
like those,
wah wah.
I
Yeah.
like those like a little bit like Clint Eastwood Western movies. Those are a little
Yeah.
bit cool to watch.
My
And
parents were
also
big into that too, so.
yeah, also like that with Bud Spencer and what was it called? Can't remember what they're called. I think it's Trinity. I think they're called the movies. That's like a spaghetti western made like I think they were made like in Italy or Italian made western Wild West movies. I would say as well. So we've really been liking those movies as well, like a little bit of western. Wild West movies are interesting indeed, even though I reckon they didn't like use those cowboy hats. I think they used like bowler hats more. That's what I've seen on like photos of like the Wild West. They didn't have like those cowboy hats. It's
Mm-hmm.
like a like more popular culture kind of thing. That like they say that like they had those cowboy hats because they came after I reckon the after like they introduced that instead of bowler hats, I reckon, instead. That's what I've seen at least. So that's a weird thing indeed.
So,
That's
what
for sure.
is? I'm sorry. What is
Yeah,
your
good.
favorite stream to date? The one that you can remember.
Favorite stream today?
One that was like,
Well,
oh man, that was a great stream. I'm really hyped after that kind of stream.
I reckon it's usually those streams where I'm getting like emotional and like very, very happy and start to almost cry on stream. That's usually a good stream sometimes when something like if there is like suddenly like a good friend of mine that's coming with like, I reckon like, what you call it, like a big raid or something that I don't, that's just like surprising and catch me off guard or something like that, or see somebody doing something that I didn't expect that they would do in the stream that's like very kind-hearted or like that sort of thing, and it just takes me off guard, then it's like usually a very good stream. When it's like, what you call it, just like a little bit like I get like a little bit speechless for what's happening in the stream in a way. So
You get
then it's
streamer
like a little
brain.
bit like, yeah, a little bit like that. Like, yeah, that's for sure. But it's like a little bit when you get like a little bit emotional for some weird reason. I reckon I get a little bit of that when if there's like a good friend of mine that raids me, and there's like a lot of new people that comes in, and there's a lot of like support, a lot of like people that would call it, I reckon, either follows or give me subs suddenly out of when I'm not like expecting it that much, and that sort of thing. Then it's like, oh, okay, now you're surprising me so much, and it's like just like a good feeling in a way when there's so many people that suddenly like what you do. I reckon with like entertaining people or that sort of thing.
I think raids are pretty important to Twitch streamers in general, because that's how you find other. Oh, that's how I find other people. I'll like go, oh, you're raiding somebody. I'm gonna go check them out. I'll wait and see what they're like. And then it's like, hey, okay, they're my cup of tea. I follow them, and then I'm gonna positively harass them, because that's what I do to people. I go into their chat. Hello, I'm here to throw bits and love at you loudly, because that's what I do. Everything loudly and with a gusto. But raids are really important. Some people I know don't raid at all. And I'm like, that's just seems strange to me, because I've gotten in this pattern where I have to raid somebody I know, or raid somebody, or I have to be brave and raid somebody I don't know. Occasionally you do that and you're like, oh my god, what the hell did I just bring my community into this psychopath? But no. But I think it's really good to raid other people. I mean, either because you want to go, hey, okay, so I don't want you guys to be bored. Some people don't even realize that you raid somebody, because they're just lurking in the background. So it's like, I'm just going to keep the train going. I'm going to raid them, and they're going to raid somebody else, and you can just follow along. I've done that. I've actually done that when working on projects. I will start with one person, they raid, and I just follow them. Whoever they raid, I'll just go with them. Ride me along. So I think it's really important, but I get that. The hype of being raided by somebody. It's like, you like me! You really like me! And you like, tears are real and everything. So, yeah, I think that's really good. Problem is if you get raided by too many people, then you forget how to speak. It's like, oops!
But there's like a lot of like love spreading around that in a way, that's for sure. There's like a lot of good vibes. That's for sure. When there's a lot of good vibes indeed.
Yes, we like the good vibes, don't we, Mally? We like good vibes. Yep. Yes. We like to have that, because you've got the super chill chat, and I have a kind of chill chat. We hype, but we chill at the same time, which doesn't make any sense. So, but yeah, it's all good. All right, so Mally, you've been on Twitch almost 4 years now. If you could change one thing or add one thing, what would it be?
With Twitch in general, like I reckon it's like a little bit sad that they removed away like the hosting kind of thing a little bit.
Yeah, nobody's talking about that.
Then people can like, if people are hosting people and that sort of thing, maybe more people will get into other people's streams if they're like interested. Oh, there's like a friend of mine. Maybe that person, it could be my friend as well in a way. That's also like a little bit of a cool thing in a way. That's something that, oh, I know this person that you know. Should we be friends? Or if you have like a little bit the same kind of personality, or like likable personality and that sort of thing, and that sort of, or you're playing like a good game that, what's called, I like, or something like that, or what's it call it, that sort of thing, that might be interesting to have a look at, and that sort of thing, yeah. Then it's like a little bit like cool with that in a way, that like it's a little strange that they removed the hosting thing though, a little bit.
But I don't even know why they would do that. I mean, it's in our nature to want to find people. It's like, hey, I'm playing this. watch this
Mm.
person because they play the same thing I do. But it's all about horror and Resident Evil and all that. But I do occasionally watch people that play something different, like you, and I watch a few cozy streamers, and I watch a bullet journaling streamer. So it comes out like, hey, go check them out if you want to be cozy, because not all of the people in my community like horror, which is weird, but they like me. I like my insanity instead. So it's like, okay, we'll just follow you because we like you. But still, it's good to have the hosting because you're like sharing. It's like, here, come, my people, go watch them because they're amazing. But now we have to like throw people. Hey, go watch them. Yo, go do that. Go. We have to harass them when they come in our channels.
Yeah, that's true. That I agree with you there. But it's like something else. I reckon also a little bit other things that could be good for. I would say Twitch would have been like that, like they would have like cared a little bit more about people that's not just people that's like partner of like the Twitch that has like affiliated as well. To be honest, it would have been good as well. That like what you call it, that like you also got like a good deal when you're like affiliated to Twitch as well, and not not just partners in a way. That it would have been like equal for what you call it. For affiliates and partners, but I reckon partners should like maybe have like a bit more special treatment in a way, isn't it? Yeah, that's for sure. The only bad is like a little bit nice if like it was like a little bit more nice to like both affiliates and as well the people that had the affiliates that would have been more nice for them as well.
Twitch is like
So
high
maybe
school, Mally.
yeah, a little bit that. Yeah, maybe so like if people that's like affiliated could also live off streaming in a way, like with the partners, I would say as well, because that would have been nice. Like, so you don't have to be partner to like live off streaming, I would say, because that would have been very nice as well. So then, like, you could have like tried to be like a streamer, not cared about being a partner or not. I would say that would have been nice if you just wanted to be a full-time streamer in a way.
I want to
instead
be a
of, like,
full-time
having-
streamer.
Yeah,
I want to sit on my
nice.
butt and yell at people and play video games all day because that would be great.
I would have liked that. I would have liked that as well. But I reckon sometimes you just have to maybe have a job on the side as well.
Yeah.
Just in case. Yeah. That's for
That
sure.
sucks.
Just in case if like, the streaming does. Instead of just in case if like the streaming doesn't go that well whatsoever for you.
Yeah,
know,
there's
like,
probably like a was it 7% of Twitch can actually maintain like a steady income from it. And I mean, it really depends on your subs and your ads and your revenue and things like that. And if you don't get any subs or people in your chat, you're sunk. You're gonna be living out of a cardboard box.
yeah.
But yeah.
But I reckon is there like anything else with Twitch that would have been nice to see if like if there's a good change to it? I'm not entirely sure if there is, because I reckon I'm not like very good with like that in a way to figure out something that could be interesting to improve Twitch in a way. That's for sure. Not entirely sure about that. If there is like something else that could make Twitch better in a way. If I have to think about it, because it'll be like hard to figure out if there is like anything else that could be good.
Well, I do like the host. I'm really mad that they took the hosting away. That sucks.
Yeah.
And they keep adding things. I mean, in the ads on Twitch.
Yeah.
Twitch, really, with the ads.
Yeah.
Okay, we lose people through raids because you're playing ads at the beginning, and then there's people who play them through the stream, and you don't even get to hear what they're saying. They have it up in the corner. It's like, yo, that's up in the corner. You can watch. It's like I can't hear them though. Also, I'm hearing about condom ads. Thank you.
Yeah, because it would have been okay if they had like just like maybe 2 commercials that was like 10 seconds, or like in every. Because they'll have like a 4 ads that's like from like I reckon 5 seconds to
right.
like,
It's back to back to back to back, and by that time you're like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to sit in here anymore.
I don't really mind ads that much though. I usually like to just but I guess I usually say like, oh, it's a commercial break for me. I will be back soon. So if you like answer the question that I asked you, then you have to like maybe repeat the answer to me so I can do like answer like that. I can just like, okay, that's good in a way and that sort of thing. Yeah. So
yeah,
that's like a little bit of shit. But I always like to watch like a little bit of the commercials. Maybe there's like an interesting commercial that like if it's about a movie that comes out and that I'm interested in, for example, like John Wick, I reckon the 4th movie that's coming out soon, and I'm very interesting to watch, I would say. At some
Everybody in their
point,
John
so,
Wick.
yeah.
You
So
kids in your
that,
John Wick.
yeah. Or like if there's like an interesting game that they like, which call it advertising, could be good to have a look at as well. Like I reckon it's like Diablo 4, maybe a little bit like with the beta that's out now
Yeah,
for
I
it.
wanna
I
I
think.
wanna try Diablo 4. I don't know if my computer
Yeah.
would be able. I don't know if the potato, the great potato, would be able to take it. She probably would go and die, and then there goes my streaming career. No, I mean my streaming hobby because it's not a career.
Yeah.
It's all right though. It's all right. So
Yeah,
what's
it's
next for
alright.
your channel, Mr. Malley? What are you gonna do next on your channel? Are you gonna have some challenges or more Skyrim? Or we're gonna play different games, or we're gonna have collabs. What's next for you? Are you interested in partner? Any of those things?
Not very interested in partner now. I reckon I should have been PC streamer for that though, for me to be partner, I would say. That's for sure. And I'm not like, it's not like a thing that I'm thinking about that much. I'm just doing it for fun to be honest, and just like have just chatting with friends, I reckon, as well while I'm playing Skyrim and that sort of thing. So that's like not been in my mind that much that I want to be a partner on Twitch. That's for sure. That's like a thing that if I was PC streamer, then I would have been thinking about that at least a little bit, maybe a tiny bit. But it's not like in my thought with that. But like other than that, well, like with games though, what I want, like what I'm doing now with like on the channel that I want to keep on doing is, I reckon I'm still going to continue with like the Skyrim though,
Hmm.
and play that, finish off the playthrough that I'm doing with like that Nord lady character that we're doing at the moment that I want to finish. And then maybe also like finish off that Khajiit character as well, maybe this year. Maybe also like play some God of War Ragnarok because I really want to play that game because I've played the first game. I
Hmm.
really liked the first game that came out in 2018, yeah. So I really like, wanted to maybe play the Ragnarok game as well, play through that game at some point and stream that, I would say, yeah. Even though like, I'm technically not like finished off God of War Ragnarok, I think. Technically, because I don't think I've defeated the last Valkyrie, I think, yet in that game, but that's fine though. I can maybe try to do that off stream at some point when I have the time for it, or when I feel like I want to play, or take down that Valkyrie that's, like I've heard, is a very tough fight to fight against, that's for sure. But yes, like, also like maybe I see if I can maybe do like more variety as well. Maybe unless I decide I just want to be a Skyrim channel and just play Skyrim and just like make a lot of new stories with new characters in Skyrim and that sort of thing. But I'm not like entirely sure yet though about that because I want to be like a variety streamer mostly, yeah, as well to do play different games. We could probably get a burnout for playing too much Skyrim as well at some point.
Too
Played it
much
too many times.
Skyrim? I'm just kidding.
I was very close to getting a burnout from Skyrim. I think maybe like a year or two ago. I think because then maybe I was like thinking in one stream that I did, why am I playing Skyrim at the moment? Because now I'm not having fun with it for some weird reason. Then
Hmm.
I had like a weird kind of mood as well. That's like a weird kind of mood that I get sometimes, but like recently it's not been like that. I've been very like motivated to play Skyrim. It's been a lot of fun with like different characters that were made for Skyrim and that sort of thing. So I'm still like still like just looking forward to every Skyrim stream that I'm doing at the moment, and just want to keep on playing the game and continue with doing just like making new characters for it, and maybe add some more mods at some point and that sort of thing as well. So
That's
that's
fair
also like
enough.
a little bit of yeah.
Fair
So,
enough.
but we'll see. I reckon it could be eventually I will maybe like play some other games than Skyrim as well. But now I reckon like the things that I've been planning out is mostly Skyrim. I reckon maybe I'll play some God of War Ragnarok maybe
Hmm.
I reckon in May or something. I will see. I'm not
Sounds good.
entirely sure.
Sounds like a good plan. I mean, you don't need to have a plan. I mean, not every streamer has this notebooks with all of these little check marks that says, okay, I need to do this. Unfortunately, I have to do this because I'm a psychopath and I need to have
Yeah.
some kind of
Yeah.
organization because I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't know. Otherwise, I'll just go, okay, more Resident Evil. So I have to at least play other games. You know what I mean? Because I kind of get obsessed with a little bit.
Yeah, but I also have like that goal that I want to play through Skyrim with like all the different races as well.
Yeah.
I reckon I'm missing. I reckon it's the Khajiit that I'm doing now. That's like one of the races that I'm missing, and then it's the High Elf or Falmor, or the Dickheads as I like to call them.
You know, it's funny, Mally. Well, as we're talking, my husband is over my shoulder, and he's playing Skyrim. Not Skyrim. No, he's playing Fallout. Sorry, he's playing Fallout. I'm sorry, I couldn't see what he. I was like, it's a Bethesda game, but right now he's running around with dog meat, and I was like, oh god, oh god. It's crazy how it attracts other. Like, yesterday we were talking about Ark, and he started to play Ark. It's like he's very susceptible to play games that he hears about. So it's funny.
Ark is a very fun game. I've watched a couple of friends of mine playing it. It looks very like a fun game. Ark Survival, I think it's called, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, as long as you like riding on dinosaurs, heck yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't like riding on a gigantic T-Rex and eating everything? Because that's the way it should be. It's really bad when the T-Rex tries to eat you, though.
Yeah, that's not the fun. No. But yeah, what was the thing I was going to say?
Uh-oh, I'm sorry, I cut you off. Wait a minute. My tavern music came on. Excuse me, hang on.
No worries.
Oh, my YouTube is trying to mess me up.
But what was I
Welcome
about,
back.
like, oh yeah, like doing like playing for Skyrim with like all the different races. I mean, yeah. With that, what I was talking about. Yeah. That I wanted to like, because I reckon I'm missing Khajiit, Imperial, and the Altmer or High Elves, or like the Dickheads as I like to call them. Because the High Elves are not like usually very like arrogant and that sort of thing when like you talk to them in Skyrim and that sort of thing. Also like be like a little bit like what you call it, rude to most of like the other, I reckon, are rude to you usually when you talk to them like the High Elves or Altmer, yeah. So,
all right.
So I reckon like that's missing Imperial and Altmer or High Elf and then Khajiit. So if I finished all of those three races, then I've like played like all the races in Skyrim that's been like a Dragonborn. So that would have been nice to do, I reckon. I reckon I'll maybe like not this year but next year. Because I reckon I want to have like maybe like a Nord character or like a Breton character and maybe a Dark Elf character eventually, maybe events as well that I want to do again. Especially like I was thinking about like having a new Dark Elf character again because I really like to do like a stealthy Dark Elf playthrough with and also have the purple skin color and also be like a bit of sinister and evil with that Dark Elf in a way that he is like assassin and thief, I would say, more than a heroic character in a way. Yeah, a little bit of that. Would love to do again as well. Even though like we have a Khajiit that's going to be like a little bit that kind of character, but not like an assassin though, but more like a thief though. But also would like to do Dark Brotherhood as well, more than be like heroic and like a champion of the people in a way. That's also the thing, yeah.
Okay.
So that's like a little bit of the plans that I'm thinking about. Or hopefully I can do with Skyrim though eventually. Like have done like all the races in Skyrim and played with all the different races. That's like a side objective, or at least a goal, I would say. Yeah.
Okay. Pretty cool. All right, so 5 tips you would give a noob streamer, somebody just starting out. 5 things that you would tell them to do to get them started.
Do I have 5?
Do you have 5? Do you have 5, sir?
Do I have 5? I reckon for me, the advice that I get, even though also like sometimes for some streamers it's like fine to not do the first advice, and that like to be, I reckon, talkative or chatty, because that's like the advice that I got from like Pradif and some other friends of mine. Right, when I was just like starting out streaming, they said like you had to talk a lot and be, even though they don't have any people in the chat, just like talk and be interactive with those people that comes into your chat and just like do the talking and not like what you call it, be silent and awkward. To have like an awkward silence.
Silent, awkward? Ah, that is me. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, Right, I reckon like some streamers that are like a little bit more silent, that just like talk with people when they see that they're chatting to them in a way more than like I can see that there's some people that like that as well. But I usually like to talk the entire stream almost, unless there's like something that I have to like focus on or listen to when it comes to like the dialogue of the characters that's speaking to me and that sort of thing. So I don't like forget what I'm doing with a quest or something. Even though I reckon I know Skyrim so much that I usually talk over the dialogue and I know where I'm going usually when I'm doing the quests because I've done them so many times. I reckon I memorized where to go and what kind of pathway I need to take through a cave or like a Dwemer ruin or Dwarven ruin and that sort of thing usually. Um, so then I usually like just talk over like the dialogue usually a lot. Um, so as I reckon I'm a very chatty streamer indeed. So that's like a good advice. Also, I reckon like just play the games that you love to play as well. Is always also a thing. That's also like a good advice to do. Just play the games that you like. You don't like start to play a game that like you suddenly when you've played like for example like 2 hours or 3 hours of it or maybe 1 hour. If that's like the time it takes for you to decide if you like this game or not. Then I reckon if you don't like it, don't continue to stream it, and I reckon rage and be criticizing it that much, I think, could be also a good thing, because I reckon it's a little bit like very bad, I reckon, vibes from the stream with like yelling and screaming and being angry at the game and that sort of thing, because you don't like it or something like that. I reckon that could be a little bit of a turn off, I would say, yeah. So it's always like good to just play a game that you like, and that sort of thing, usually. Could be like a good advice, usually, like a game that you love and that you want, that you're very eager to play, and that you show like the people that you're streaming for that you love this game or that you're happy to play it, and that sort of thing is always a good thing. I reckon also like if you're like in starting phase of streaming, I reckon you could try to like stream like every day, but it's not like a thing that I would do to stream every day to be like consistent and that
Having a
sort of thing.
schedule. Yeah.
Yeah, just like do a schedule. Yeah, also have like some break days as well, because I reckon it's better to have like good quality streams that where you feel like the stream is well, or like you feel like you have done a good stream, and that sort of thing as well, and like not like just stream like till you like get very tired and like you get a burnout and just like mentally just struggle with like what's called motivate yourself to stream, I would say.
Mhm.
Then it's like better to have, it's good to have some break days. So I reckon I usually have like 3 break days, and that's like Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. But I reckon like Tuesday and Thursday I'm usually very busy though with like band stuff that I do with my friends when we're doing the hobby music band and that sort of thing. So then I usually don't stream, because I usually like to stream in like the afternoon when it's a bit of daylight. I've been liking like what's called evening streams as well recently to play Skyrim in the evening, as well. It's been like a lot of fun recently as well. But I usually like to play like early morning for I reckon for Eastern time and that sort of thing, Eastern time US, or like I reckon afternoon or early afternoon my time. I would say usually I like to stream, so that's the thing. But yeah, I reckon it's like a little bit with that though. Have like a schedule, I reckon, as well, and maybe like not stream all of the days unless like you have the energy to do it and like mentally strong enough to do it in a way that you don't get like like are moody and get like lash out on people. I reckon if they stream too much and that sort of thing and go into like a massive burnout and that sort of thing, and not stream when you're like in a very bad mood, I would say. Yeah. Just stream when you're like in a good mood usually, yeah, as well, maybe, and not like when you're very sad or very angry and that sort of thing as well. Um, is there anything else with streaming that's like a good advice? Maybe also like what you call it. What's the word I'm looking for as well? Maybe also like what you call it. Have some like things that prevent like I reckon bot raids, or like you can clear out, get rid of bots and hate raids and that sort of thing. I reckon very quickly in
Having
your
good
channel
mods
as
is
well.
important.
Yeah,
Not
another
nobody
good-
usually talks
another-
about mods in the
Yeah.
chat. But it's
Yeah,
good to
I like
have them.
Yeah, it's good to have some good mods with you. Yeah, that has your back, that you trust. I would say that like they will do what you want them to do, like ban people that like is coming in and just there to make toxicity or just be toxic and
Hmm.
that sort of thing. Just like make everybody have like a bad day or trying to like I reckon offend people or insult people. I would say yeah, as well as very good to have some good mods. Yeah, it's always
Yeah.
good as well. Mm.
Hmm.
Also, like what you call it? What you call? Don't be afraid to like ban people. I reckon that's
Ah,
like maybe
yes,
not
that's
good
very
for your
important. Keep
yeah
your
and
boundaries set.
yeah. Don't like just keep around the person because like I reckon that person was good at the start, but suddenly now he's been becoming more and more toxic or more and more what's called harassing the rest of the community that you
Hashtags
have.
facts. Hmm.
So it's like, yeah, so that's always good to like ban people that's like maybe suddenly what you call it being too toxic and being like very even though you're like a good friend of that person. I reckon you have to like ban them anyway if like they're spreading like very bad kind of vibes to the rest of the stream. I would say, yeah,
Yeah, because
that's
it
always a
is
good thing
your
as
chat
well.
essentially.
Yeah,
You are the streamer. You have command. You
yeah,
you are setting the tone for everybody else, and then what
yeah,
is acceptable and what isn't. So if you come
yeah.
off right away and you have your mods know exactly what you want in your chat, like mine, I despise backseaters and people who tell you how to play games. If I see them
Yeah.
in my chat, you get one warning. After that, you're kicked out. Bye. Because I don't want anybody ruin, especially if it's my first time playthrough. It ticks me off more
Mm,
than anything. That and people who are being
mm,
blatantly rude for no apparent reason.
mm. I don't mind backseating. It's more like spoilers, to be honest. Spoilers I don't like if people just spoil the game for you when they come into the chat.
Right?
Backseating is fine if like you ask for somebody to help you out. Then it's fine. But like if somebody's backseating you, for example, there was somebody there was like someone that came into my stream and like was tried to backseat me when I was playing Skyrim, and like
Backseat Mally
what
playing Skyrim. That's funny.
it was like you know, I'm doing what I want to do in Skyrim. I played this game so many times, so
Mm-hmm.
I want to do.
Right?
So don't backseat me when I'm doing Skyrim because I have a plan or have like a little bit of storyline that I'm following, or with like a little bit like kind of build that I'm going for. It's like if like for example somebody said, "Oh, you should go and get Dawnbreaker," then when I'm doing a two-handed weapon character that's like doing great swords and battle axes, go and get that sword. That's so good. And then sort of then I'm just saying, we're not using one-handed weapons. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we're doing two-handed weapons, so we're not going to get that weapon. But I can maybe go and get it and give it to a companion that likes to use two one-handed weapons. By the way, but no.
Yeah, you always get one or two, especially when the new Resident Evil 4 remake came out. I was terrified that somebody was gonna come in and try to spoil, even though the plot and everything is still basically like the first one, but there's subtle changes. There's subtle changes that I want
Yeah.
to find out for myself, and I don't want some schleb coming in and telling me things. It's like, please don't, just please don't. Keep your toxicity to yourself. Keep it in your pocket. And find somebody else to torment because he ain't gonna do it to me. This is my game, brah. But yes, you must have good mods. You must post your boundaries. You must do this and do that and make sure everybody knows because once those boundaries are pushed and they push you on the other side, you're done. People will walk on you. Twitch is like high school.
Yeah, and also like don't do follow for follow on
Oh
Twitch
god, don't
either.
even get me started on that garbage.
Because that could also be like a thing, that's for sure. Because like usually that means that like usually that person expect you to go into their stream and
Mm-hmm.
then come to your stream at some point, and then like they end up with like being angry at you because you're not coming to my stream when I said can't you just follow me so you can come and watch my stream, but I'm never coming to your stream, by the way.
Yeah, they're not
But my
obligated.
stream is
If you
better
follow
than
somebody, it's because you like them. It's not you're obligated to go over and follow them. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
thank you, that's awesome, but may necessarily not like what you stream, or I may not. It's like a raid for raid too. I mean, the people will do that. Hey, I raided you, so you should raid me. No. And it's like if you get a sub, yeah, that's fine. It doesn't mean that you get anything special beside what everybody else gets as a subscriber. You know what I mean? And you're still gonna ban your ass if you're rude and destructive. Okay, doesn't mean that. I appreciate your money, but I'll still kick you out if you break the rules. So.
Yeah. Because that could be like a real bad kind of thing as well, with like follow for follow, especially, that's for sure. So that's like a thing that could like go a little bit like what you call it, the bad way in a way. That's for sure. Because I usually I usually like follow the people that I really enjoy to watch. Or that
Exactly.
I consider is a good friend of mine as well. That I call like a good friend that I would like. If I saw them, I would have given them a good bear hug and say, "Hello, my friend. How are you doing?"
Yeah, there's people like that, and then there's other people. It's like, yeah, hey, that's cool. Thank you for following me. But there, I mean, if I look at your stream and you have something in your game list that I want to check out, I'll follow you just to see how your streams are. But you know. But I want to monitor you first. Sometimes I'll sit in people's streams for a good 20 minutes to see how they are. If I like your vibe, click, I'll hit you right away. It's like, okay, if I like your vibe, I like your vibe. Otherwise, it's like, no, you're not for me. But you shouldn't take offense to that, though. I mean, that's the way Twitch is. And not everybody's going to like your flavor. You know, mine's like pizza and grease.
I love it.
But everybody has their own thing, their particular thing that they're looking for on Twitch. Some people like watching pro streamers, the people who know how to get their shit done. Problem is you're not gonna get a lot of interaction with a pro streamer because they're focused. They're like a laser on the game they're playing. Unless they're giving you a play-by-play, you're not going to get much interaction with them. Unless you're getting a lunatic who's over here going, yep, I'm playing this game and I'm playing it fucking badly, but you can come over here and I'll talk to you. I'll pause and talk to you. I'll show you that you're important. Those kind of people. It's like, depends on what you're looking for, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I like the what Rick says in the chat. Rick the OG says in the chat. Some people like pizza, pineapple pizza. Some people like mushrooms.
Exactly. Vic is amazing. I love Vic.
I like mushrooms, though. I don't like pineapples, by the way.
But everybody's got to have something on something. You know what I mean? So, I mean, pineapple on pizza's fine as long as it's room temperature pineapple. I don't like hot pineapple, and I don't like really cold pineapple on pizza, so it has to be room temperature. I'm very particular.
That sounds good. I like pineapple by itself, though. I cannot been a fan of it on pizza. But I have eaten it like on the side after I was finished with the pizza in a way. Then I would have had it as like a dessert thing. So I like pineapple, but maybe not on pizza. That's the thing.
It's not for everybody, but it is tasty. It is tasty. There's this Walmart pizza that actually has like pineapple and stuff on it, and it's really, really good. Sometimes the cheapest pizza is the best pizza. I don't know why.
I only like it when it's pepperoni, yeah. I think that's understandable, like when you have pepperoni and pineapple. I reckon that's the sweet and sour kind of thing that I can see, yeah.
Yeah, pineapple can be vicious on your mouth, though. All right.
Maybe like one more advice, see if I can find one more, because I don't think it was 5 that
you did, actually you gave 6!
I gave 6!
You did. You overachieved, Mally. You gave to play the game that you like. Make sure you're chatty. Make sure you have good mods and things to take care of that. Always be yourself. That kind of thing. You know what? So you definitely had all of your ducks in a row. Mine are quacking and running off that direction. But
follow unless like they're playing the same game, that like they have the same interest, and like they come to your chat, I reckon, and that sort of thing as well.
Right, and you said don't do follow for follow, which is excellent advice. Or don't join those stream teams that just want to use you for follows, or it's disgusting.
Or like stream teams or stream communities that doesn't like what you call play the games that you play as well, because it's a bit too different. For example, if like you're like a fantasy RPG streamer like I am.
Yes.
Enjoy like maybe a community that's playing just a lot of shooting games, maybe, because that could be maybe a little bit too different for like their liking as well. So I reckon you will not get in a lot of support from that, I would say.
Yeah.
that much, unless they really like Skyrim as well, that play it on the side, yeah, that sort of thing, or like play a game that you like on the side and wants to like hang out with you as well, and that sort of thing. Yeah, that's also the thing.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a little bit like a weird ending there with that one. Yeah, a little bit, but that's fine.
All right, Mally, we've come to my very last question, which my last question of every podcast is something crazy and off the wall, but I think I already know the answer to this question, but I'm gonna ask anyway. What
Yeah.
fantasy world would you like to visit if you could for one day?
Alright, that was the question that I was like struggling a little bit with.
Oh,
I reckon
yeah?
we'll go- Yeah, because I reckon you thought it was going to be Skyrim straight away. So I reckon
Yeah, I
I'm
thought
going
you
to
were
surprise-
definitely gonna be Skyrim straight away. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I reckon I'm going to surprise you a little
Oh
bit
yeah,
with that,
yeah.
I
Hit me
think.
with it.
I reckon because there's a lot of like interesting fantasy kind of worlds though, with like in movies and with like video games and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I reckon it could be not. So it's maybe not. But Skyrim is like a good one to say though, I would say. But they also have like, for example, like Lord of the Rings, and then you have Narnia as well. That's very good fantasy kind of realm as well. That could be like an interesting place to be in.
But you can only pick one, and you can only do it for a day. Just one, Mally.
Yeah, only for a day, yeah. I reckon you're going with more like a safest option where you're like not going to get killed in a way very like easily.
Yeah, you really don't want to end up on Mount Doom, okay?
But I reckon I would have loved to be a Lord of the Rings stuff, but that's like there's a high chance that you would be killed in that by orcs.
Yes.
Especially like
Oroku. Yeah, you want to be stabbed, okay?
especially like 10,000 orcs in
Yeah,
Helm's Deep. That would have been very, very bad.
Very bad indeed.
Yeah, or maybe or like the battle nearby Gondor, I reckon as well. There's like,
You show up and you hear, it's like, oh shit, where am I?
yeah, it would not have been good that like be around where there's like 10,000 orcs, because I feel like maybe Sauron and like I reckon Sauron has like maybe 30,000 or maybe more than that orcs. So I think it's like tens of thousands.
Yeah.
That they have for like in Mordor, like where like before like Frodo and like Gollum is fighting for the ring and like destroys it and that sort of thing. And then you have like the 10,000 in Helm's Deep, and then I reckon it's 10,000 maybe at the battle against in Gondor as well. I reckon. I think.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, maybe not all the rings, because there's a very high chance that you might get killed in
Yes.
that place. Also, like, I reckon Skyrim as well, unless like in a very one of the safest cities, like in Markarth, or maybe Solitude, or Windhelm, or maybe Whiterun is also nice though, but I reckon that would have been burned down to the ground by a dragon very easily. So that's
Yeah, I don't want to be munched by a dragon, Mally.
Yeah, I reckon Markarth could be good, but they have the Forsworn as well, like those like crazy like Daedric worshippers with Hircine and Hag Ravens and that sort of thing. Also like corruption as well, with like people that's supporting the Stormcloaks that's using the Forsworn to maybe like make the Empire like a weaker presence in like what you call it in good old Markarth. And then you have like the opposite with Riften, we have the Thieves Guild and that sort of thing as well. So yeah, Skyrim is also like a little bit of a thing. Yeah, like Narnia as well though. It's like an interesting fantasy world, but I reckon there's like a lesser chance that you can get killed there. But you have like that witch though, that like Winter Witch, or what her name is, Yanis, I think her name is. I can't remember. Played by Tilda Swinton, a very good actress, by the way. But that was like they also have Liam Neeson as Aslan. Ooh, Liam Neeson, Daddy, my Neeson. I like Liam Neeson. He's amazing. I would have loved that, like a lion with like Liam Neeson's voice. That would have like been like my ally in Narnia.
So you'd like to be in Narnia, would ya?
Yeah, Narnia and then Skyrim, maybe Lord of the Rings as like the third place. Also you have Willow as well, but there is also like a bit dark fantasy though with Willow as well, with Warwick Davis, and then you have Val Kilmer, I reckon, that's playing that movie. Also like Labyrinth with David Bowie would have been interesting to be in, but
I've been looking all over for that stupid worm.
Yeah, I think I will say Narnia, then Skyrim, and then Lord of the Rings. But I think we'll say Narnia for like that
Narnia?
answer.
Okay. I
Yeah.
respect your decision.
Because that's what I'm saying. You will not be killed there like very easily unless like I reckon like what's called you get killed by that witch and her army with like what's called the evil creatures. And
Yeah,
that's
we'll just
okay.
make a little hut somewhere. We'll be good. No worries.
Yeah, but I reckon you were expecting Skyrim though. I would have said that unless like it was like on. If I didn't have to think about it for like a long time, then I think I would have said Skyrim. Then would have thought I want to get killed by a dragon. I reckon in that place.
Yeah, we don't want to get X'd out by a dragon once we walk in. Hey, how's it? Oh my god! Yeah, no, that wouldn't be good.
As I will say Narnia for that question. So that's a surprise answer, I would say. But if I was living in Markarth though in Skyrim, I would have said Skyrim because Markarth is like safe. I would say, and maybe Windhelm.
Mhm.
The house are made out of stone, so then I would have been a safe place to be unless like you suddenly like got killed by a Forsworn,
Mhm.
or maybe like some by something else that would be bad. But yeah, we'll say Narnia.
We'll say
Just for
Narnia.
that.
We'll say Narnia.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
seems safe.
Yeah, that's a safe spot. I think unless like you piss off the witch.
Well, Mally, that's the end of my questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for joining me on yet another podcast. It's always fun to have you.
Yeah, always fun to talk to you as well, Lizzie. It's been a pleasure.
Guys,
as
if you don't
always, that's for
follow
sure.
Omalley, please go freaking do, because he's an amazing person, and I don't know anybody else who has this mass knowledge of Skyrim, so go fucking follow him right now, okay? Don't make me swear and chase you around with a mallet. Alright, so, again, thank you, Mally. If you want, you can hop off here. I'm pretty sure you probably are really thirsty and from all the talking.
Nah, I'm good. I'm very good, to be honest. Not like you've not been very. I reckon I've been eating dinner and been drinking a lot of water, to be honest. I'm good. I'm fine.
Alright, but you can hop off here if you like. I'm just gonna babble on about what's next for my channel anyway.
Okay.
Okay?
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Loss of the Wild. You're welcome. It's been a pleasure to be in the podcast.
Also, Mally, I will be posting the podcast up on my YouTube like I did the other one. I just have to
Awesome,
edit it
yeah.
before I put it. So I will send you the link whenever I post it up, okay?
Yeah, and I will gladly join again for another podcast.
Are you inviting yourself again, Mally? I love you so much. You're such a fun person to have on. So thank you so much for joining me, and I'll remember to send you that link, okay?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me.
You have a good afternoon or evening, okay?
Yeah, I think it's evening now. Yeah, I'll have a good evening indeed, and just like lurk on Twitch and just like maybe watch some movies or something like that on YouTube as well. Now is what my plan is.
Okay.
Maybe prepare for my Skyrim stream as well. I reckon that I'm doing tomorrow.
All right, I'll see you then, okay?
Yeah.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was lovely, yes, chat? We had a fun time talking about all kinds of things. Well, anyway, so for the favorite streamers podcast, we don't have any more for this month due to some scheduling conflicts. But next month we have 3 favorite streamers podcasts. We have Roadon on May 7th. We have the Phoenix Ascending, the Music Man, I like to call him, on the 21st, and Kapow on the 31st. So we have 3 podcasts next month that you're going to get yourself in gear for that, meeting all of these amazing people. Each one is completely different and their own very special brand of awesome, so you don't want to miss any of that. Upcoming events in April, Wednesday, I might do an early morning stream, probably shorter because I have to take the Ratto to the vet. Poor Ratto, Mr. Two Socks is losing some function in his back legs. He's old, and sometimes that happens in older rats, so we want to make sure he's not in pain or anything, so we're taking him to the vet on Wednesday, so maybe it's a stream early in the morning. And then that Saturday and Sunday, I have no idea. But on the 15th, mark your calendars. We're going to be doing a 12-hour Resident Evil HD stream. I'm going to see if I complete it in those 12 hours. And then make sure you mark your calendars on the April 19th because I'm doing the Swagcast with Milady Swaggins. I'm going to be over on her channel and we're going to be talking about my favorite subject, Resident Evil. Lozzie, I hope he's I hope he's okay as well. He doesn't seem to be in an immense amount of pain, but he can't really use his back legs, and it's really hard for me to talk about because he's my baby. So I'm not going to talk about it, but I will keep you guys updated on Mr. Two Socks. I promise you. Mr. Squeaks is still fat as ever and protecting his brother like a sentinel, like good brothers should. Also, there's going to be on the 22nd of this month, we're going to have the Great Resident Evil 2 OG race with the Great Shotgun Jen. And at the end is my stream anniversary, which will be the 29th and the 30th, playing Resident Evil 4 Remake. You don't want to miss any of that. Anyway, that is my spiel. Let us find somebody to raid. I want to thank all of you, for being here and hanging out with me today, and Mally to listen to his spiel and why he is the way he is. Let's see if we can find somebody to raid, my dear friends. What are we doing today? You guys looking for more Resident Evil? Of course you are! That's what you're here for. Pardon me. I love you, Vic. Alright, so... Damn! Oh, it's okay, Liam. How are you? I just got done. My podcasts don't usually run more than an hour, like 45. Because depending on what we're talking about, because sometimes when I get on a rant, talk about Resident Evil, I don't shut up. But we are raiding right now. Let's raid Mikado. I don't think I have seen Mikado in chat for a while, so we're gonna go raid him and harass Mikado because he's awesome. Mikado, he's playing Resident Evil 2. Looks like he's dead right now, too. But anyway, let's go raid him. Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. You all are awesome. And I love you. Remember to take care of yourself. Have that piece of pizza. Make sure you're relaxed. And tomorrow is Monday. So be prepared for that. Anyway, I love you. Let's go raid now. Bye-bye.
Why was this not asked at the beginning when I started up stream? Wow, Pizzachan, thank you so much for the raid of 13 people. Thank you so much. I'll give you a shout out.